Hello everyone, welcome back. It's middle of the week and it's grey and quiet and quite cool, but that's all right because I'm in the thick of working. I'm working on notes, drafting a second version of a book that I began writing at the beginning of this year. So that's going well, but it's quite heavy, the kind of fiddly editing work, and I'm writing my daily words in the morning on the next project. So things are piling along. And Jeremy's in the thick of organising Levenshume Pride, now in its 7th year, and it's his project, single-handedly it seems. He won't delegate. That's the weekend after next here in Levenshume, with 20 venues and 3 days and everything free and lots going on. So there's a lot to organise. He's in the thick of doing the brochure and the map and the posters and the t-shirts and the sponsorship and all that stuff at the moment. So it's quite busy round ours, both feverishly working away on laptops, and Socks is running around through the night, and his cat flap isn't quite working properly, the microchip cat flap. So I was up quite a lot in the night, letting him in and out of the house. So quite busy. I am getting some time to read, and my comfort read, as I said the other day, has been Little House on the Prairie, the second in the series. I don't know how many times, third time round for these, maybe. Quite nice reading them in this edition from Dean Books. I wasn't sure at first, but I think it's a nice set. I also bought a set of these for my mum as well, so I hope she's reading them. That was back in last Christmas. No, I think they're lovely copies actually, because they're just that bit larger with larger print. It's a real issue these days. Yes, and I've already talked about the nostalgia of watching the old TV show, so I thought my mum would enjoy the books, because I don't think she read them. She just watched the TV show. The books are so much more perilous. It's all wolves and wildcats and all kinds of scary stuff. Fires that rip across the whole prairie. Anyway, that was a nice late night read. That's what I'd call that. Somebody I was watching or reading recently was saying that they had books for different times of the day. So they read a number of books at once, but they had a morning book, an afternoon book, and an evening book, and that quite appealed, actually. Right, the thing I moved on to yesterday, and I'm about a third of the way through, in a flash, it just went by in a flash, is this. I've got an early proof copy of Liam Living's new rom-com, a gay rom-com that comes out for the festive period this year, called A Picture Perfect Christmas, and he very nicely sent me an early copy. I think it publishes in September. I think that's right. I might have that wrong. In the autumn anyway. Before I knew it yesterday, after I'd packed up doing as much work as I could for the day, my head was spinning and I had a headache by tea time. I turned to something to read, and it was Liam's book. And I just love it. It's a proper romance. Snowed in, two fellas who at the beginning can't really stand each other. They're complete opposites, and it's a clash of cultures. On the one hand, showbiz, working class, made his own money, a bit crass, very pop culture-y. On the other hand, this middle class fella who paints portraits and lives in a cottage in the country, and they get flung together, and gradually, and this is where the brilliance of the book comes in, gradually you see them get to like each other, and there's a sexual chemistry there that they both start to deal with, but also just a liking for each other. We're at the point where they're both overnight in the same house, and things might happen, and the audience, the readers, just willing them to get it on. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really enjoying it though. After that, it's going to be the end of the month again. And I'm going to give you a rundown of everything I've read this month. It's been an involved July for reading, a really interesting one. And then I shall be picking up my next bag of books for August, which, as I think I've said, is going to be a very busy month. So I hope the books are going to help me rather than hinder me. My eyes look tired, I can see. Okay, I'm going to go. It's just a quick catch up. I hope all of you lot are well. Let me know in the comments below how you're doing and what you're reading and what your July has been like. And click like and all that stuff as well. I'm sure there was more I was going to tell you. Oh, I've been reading comic strips as well. I did say that about Marvel Comics, but also I'm revisiting Calvin and Hobbes. The first 2 volumes of these in the American edition turned up in one of those supermarket bookcases where you have an honesty box. And mostly it's absolute rubbish that people donate to those, just the worst kind of stuff that I just don't want, I'm not interested in. But amongst them, some clever soul clearly had a collection of comic strips and comedy books. There was quite a kind of tasteful collection just popped there on the shelf. And amongst them, the first 2 volumes of Calvin and Hobbes. There's just one of them here, the other one's elsewhere in my bag. I think I was reading it last night. I love Calvin and Hobbes. I have done since about 1990, when I was first introduced to them by my first boyfriend. And on our first night, we spent a long time reading comic strip books. And I guess it was my introduction to a world of American comic strips that went beyond Charlie Brown and Peanuts. There was more to explore after that, and that was a big moment. So I've been reading those, and I've been reading Mutts as well, which I discovered just last week or the week before. Okay, I shall go, and I'll be back very soon to talk about July in review. Okay, goodbye everyone. I'll see you again quite soon.